dream up Happy Street, free milk for us all. It was the right place to be sure. Those dreaming spires and yeah, oh so pastoral. But let's hope it's not just luck and strange, a one-off peaceful golden age. That's a dark thought in the dark. Quite the time to be born. Six-string masters of an expanding universe. It was a high time to be sure, soaring and free from the bounds of the earth. But let's hope it's not just luck and strange, a one-off peaceful golden age. That's a dark thought in the dark.
Ready for a deep dive. Let's talk about Luck and Strange, the title track from David Gilmour's newest album.
Sounds intriguing.
And to guide us, we've got a review here by iGluon Vinyl.
All right. Let's see what they have to say.
It's going to be a music lover's take on this one for sure. I'm really excited for this one. Gilmour's always been amazing at telling stories with his music, but this album, this song especially, there's something about it.
Yeah, definitely. So just a little refresher. This is Gilmour's 5th solo album. It's been a while since his last one, and it's a really personal one. He's thinking about getting older, the legacy he'll leave behind, all that. Oh, and of course, his family is all over this album.
Oh, yeah.
His wife, Polly Sampson, she actually wrote the lyrics for this track. And you can even hear his kids, like in the background vocals, playing some instruments throughout the whole album.
Wow, so you've got that extra layer, right? That whole idea of time passing, family legacy, all tied in. And don't forget, this is David Gilmour we're talking about. Pink Floyd. I mean, that's a generation's soundtrack right there. So for him to be dealing with these themes now, in this part of his career, it's got to resonate with a lot of people.
No kidding. And speaking of resonating, Luck and Strange,
Right.
the title itself, it's not just a random phrase he chose.
Right.
Gilmour has actually talked about this, how it reflects the luck of his generation. Those baby boomers who grew up after the war when the economy was booming and it felt like anything was possible.
Yeah, that whole feeling that the world was moving in the right direction, like progress was a given. And it's so interesting how that specific feeling, that historical context, it just comes out in the music.
That's such a cool point to bring up. It really makes you think, how have the events we've lived through shaped us? Like every generation, they experience these huge moments, big cultural shifts, changes in society that stick with them, change how they see the world.
Totally. And that's where you, the listener, come in. Think about how do you connect with this idea of luck, given the times you've lived through? It's a question worth considering, really.
Definitely something to think about.
It's there in the iGluon Vinyl review, too, that sense of reflecting on life and time passing by.
Now, on the musical side of things, Luck and Strange has these 2 really cool versions. We've got the original Barn Jam, which we'll listen to a bit of in a sec. It's just Gilmour and Richard Wright.
Oh, wow.
On the keyboards, just jamming out in a barn, as you do. It's loose, very bluesy. You can just hear how much fun they're having. Snippet of original Barn Jam plays. Hearing them play off each other like that, their instruments going back and forth, it's like they're actually having a conversation, but with music.
Wow.
Then you've got the album version, a little more, I guess, polished. It's got the lyrics that Gilmour's wife wrote, and it just hits different. Snippet of album version plays. It's more introspective, maybe.
Yeah.
You really feel Gilmour thinking about life, death,
Yeah.
And having Wrights playing on there, it's kind of bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially knowing he's not with us anymore.
Definitely. And I think that just adds a whole other layer to everything the song is about, don't you think? Especially because when Wright passed, it felt very public.
Right.
Like everyone felt that loss, So hearing those 2 play together on this track about time passing, it just hits harder.
Yeah, for sure. And critics are picking up on that power, that emotion. The review we have, it compares Luck and Strange to Pink Floyd's Dogs, which is super interesting. It talks about how moving Gilmour's guitar playing is, which, hello, iconic, and how Wright's piano just cements that bluesy feeling. What are your thoughts on that comparison? Does it work for you?
I mean, on a few levels, totally. Both songs have that huge epic feel to them. And that bluesy vibe you mentioned, it's in the DNA of both songs. Even when Gilmour's playing a melody, something really pretty, you can still feel that blues influence in his style, the way he bends the notes, the rhythm he uses. It's all about getting that raw emotion out of each note.
It's that classic blues feeling. It's not just like happy-go-lucky. There's a real depth to it. You can hear the heartache in his playing, but then Wright comes in with those piano chords and it adds a whole other level of emotion. It's funny how those chords can make you feel melancholic one minute and then almost hopeful the next. It's powerful.
Isn't it? That's the magic of the blues, though, right? That ability to make you feel that whole range of human emotions.
And people are connecting with it. Luck and Strange hit #1, which is amazing. And it's not just the diehard fans. It seems like this song really struck a chord with a much wider audience. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because it's bigger than just one generation. He's tapping into these universal themes. Aging, what we leave behind, wondering where we fit in, maybe even coming to terms with the cards life dealt us. Those are things we all think about at some point, right?
At some point, absolutely.
And with Gilmour's musical history, having right on the track, it all just adds up to this really powerful emotional experience.
It's a potent mix, for sure.
Yeah.
So, to wrap things up, we've got this amazing song, Luck and Strange. Personal reflection meets this big picture look at history, all wrapped up in that signature Gilmour sound. Just wow.
Seriously. And listen, if you really want to go deeper on this, check out Gilmour's website. He's got videos about how he made the album, and they're fascinating. Really add another layer to listening to the song.
Love that. Thanks for the tip. And to all our listeners, as always, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next time for more music exploration.